What you guys saying? You good, yeah? I'm back with another review and that. Do you get me? Now I'm gonna be talking about what's it? Fear the Walking Dead, episode 10 in it. Obviously, like, bear in mind there might be some loud noise because I'm outside and it usually is in the car and that, but I'm outside and that. But yeah, man. Guys, make sure before you do anything, make sure you like, comment, subscribe and that. Do you get me? Check my channel out and that. And yeah, man. I'm going to be having some more reviews in that. But yeah, we're going to be back on with the Fear of the Walking Dead. And obviously we're going straight into episode 10. Obviously episode 10 is now focusing on, well, primarily Daniel. I kind of knew it was going to be his story because they kind of talked about everybody else. But we haven't really got a kind of deeper, personal look at Daniel's life. So that's what we get in this episode. So that it begins with Daniel sort of just sitting down. It looks like as if he's talking to himself at first, but then we can tell afterwards when the camera kind of zooms out. Bear in mind the sun again. When the camera zooms out, you can see that he's having a conversation with somebody, but we don't know who that person is. Then obviously, whilst he's talking, we're kind of going through I wouldn't say an anecdote, but it's like you can just kind of like, it kind of has a flashback of everything. It's kind of narrating this, today's episode. The whole episode is based on his narration of what he's talking about in the beginning. So he's talking about every event that's taken place. So that's what we see. We see exactly everything that he's saying. So when he's talking, we see that just before the intro starts, the camera zooms out, and obviously we see that he's in a jail cell, and then we know for sure that something's happened here, innit? So then obviously the intro starts and that, and then obviously we get into the story. I'm trying to remember when it started. It started with him two having a conversation in this new place that they're in, this new place that Morgan built for them, and he explains that he kept it a secret. I mean, there's a part where he's handing out soup to all the residents, and then obviously there's a little scene between him and Morgan sort of having a conversation, and Morgan thanks him, and obviously then we find out that he asked him, was this what you imagined how it's going to turn out? And he said that it's getting there, and obviously Daniel starts to explain that this, if had I not kept it a secret had I not kept it a secret for so long, that this whole land or whatever I achieved wouldn't have been achieved. So then Grace comes in, and then Morgan's trying to hand her over a soup for her to eat, but she's not hungry. They walk off, and he's having a private conversation. And then Daniel, he's basically he's having flashbacks of everything. He's just basically analysing everybody. And then after that, he's like, you know what? Had I not done what I'd done, and that's when he says, well, had I not done what I'd done, then none of this would have happened, innit? None of this whole thing would have happened. Wouldn't have come to tell. I mean, wouldn't have come to fruition and that. So basically, that's what happens. And then there's a scene where I'm just trying to remember what happens, isn't it? Like, they just basically guarding the area. There's a scene again with him and I think him and Morgan having a conversation. The team, I'm just trying to remember in order how everything works, but I'm not going to remember it in order. I'm just going to, but it's going to be a bit jumpy in it because some scenes are going to get into my head and some's going to come out and that, you know what I mean? So the scene where he's having a conversation with Morgan, and then after that, I think there's the team comes back. We see Sarah, we see Shelley, and I don't know the dude's name that is always with Shelley. Not Shelley, it's Sherry. And then we see Strand, and there's another lady that he's always with as well. They sort of come, I think they're having like a meeting, and then Morgan comes out and introduces them, and obviously you have to handle via weapons. We have to have a good discussion about the future. Obviously we know that there's going to be there's a new army out there that they need to be prepared for and that. So that's basically what they have the conversation about, innit? So basically there's a moment where they're having a conversation and that, well, they were about to have a conversation, but then what happened was Daniel and Morgan have a conversation. Obviously they're confiscating the guns of the people. They put the guns on one side, and then what happens is that when they register the guns and that, what guns they got, they put in the door, whatever, the secret door, whatever they want to call it. Morgan gets an alert that Grace is having some problems in it. So I think Charlie radios him, or no, Charlie comes up to Morgan and says that it's Grace. We don't really know exactly what happened, but they go over and he has a conversation with Grace, and they find out that something's happened with Grace. And I'm not sure specifically what happened, but I know that something happened because of her birth. Because obviously she's going to be giving birth soon. He decides that he's going to go and get something. I think they need some sort of machine. And Morgan was like, yeah, I know where that machine is. Let me go and get it for you, innit? And obviously Daniel was like, no, let me do it. He said, no, I know where it is. I'll go and get it. So he goes and gets the machine. He goes off with the rabbi and they go off. And then what happens is, so then Daniel's left responsible for the whole area, for the whole, he's second in charge after Morgan, in it, so he's left in charge. So they all come together to have a little discussion. That's basically the whole team. Where's Dwight, Charlie, Sarah, Luciana. I think Alicia and Al was out. They went to go and do some hunting to get some food and that. But the rest of the team were left there. Sherry, I believe. Who else was there that I missed out? There was someone else there. It was Charlie. Yeah, I said Charlie was there as well. And then Dakota was there as well. And it was hosted by Daniel. They wanted to find out more information about Virginia's team, or what they're planning to, what was their next move and that. And obviously, the only person who's better than that is obviously Dakota. I don't really like the fact that Dakota is still alive. You know what I mean? She's still there doing the madness. You get me? So I'm thinking to myself, in my mind, I'm thinking, they should have got rid of her in it already by they should have got rid of her from the last episode, bruv. Like the fact that they've actually got her in there, it's a bit of a madness, like. But talking on to that, he's having a discussion with the team and that, and when he's talking with them, I don't know what happened in it. Basically, they all had disputes in it. They're all going against each other in it. They're all like talking, having a conversation, and all of a sudden, before you know it, they all went against each other. They had disagreements, and then obviously that was not what Daniel was planning. Daniel was planning to bring the team together, but it didn't work out. So then, because they had a dispute, there was an explosion. That explosion it's like everyone's like confused what's going on. They went to go find out where the explosion happened. And somebody sabotaged the whole, or betrayed the group. Put a bomb plot there. Allowed the walkers to come in, because obviously the walkers heard the noise. Now the walkers are coming through, and all of a sudden now, like, they're saying to them, specifically Sherry and Strand are saying to Daniel that we need our guns now, and let's take these walkers out. But Daniel's like, no, we have to wait till when Morgan comes back and we can get the guns in that. But things backfire. Daniel goes and gets the guns, and then when he opens the gun, he's with Charlie. Opens not the guns. When he goes inside when he goes into the actual security. I don't know what they call it. Just the security room in it, basically, to find where all the guns are at. Opens the door, finds that all the guns have gone missing. So he realized that it's been a sabotage, and somebody's betrayed them. Somebody's went against them, and they've done this on purpose, isn't it? So then obviously, like, we're trying to investigate what happened and where the guns at, who's got all the guns. Things got a bit left, you know what I mean? And obviously Daniel warns Grace and Charlie to go to another hideout, you know what I mean? And basically, he gives them like instructions, and he gives them a map and that. And obviously he says, listen, you gotta go to this area here, boom, boom, boom. I need you to go here. I've circled it out for you. And he's like, we can't go. He's like, you can't stay here because it's not safe. Because zombies, I saw them zombies, but walkers, in it. They've come in, and obviously they're gonna like destroy the area and that. But then obviously like they decide to go. And then obviously like everybody else it's just mayhem, basically. Like walkers have come in, now they're starting to fight back. No one's gonna. Apparently there was a plot twist. There was a little game there he done. You know what I mean? And all of a sudden like Strand had his gun out and shot the zombies in it. And obviously Daniel was like accusing Strand of like, you're the one who had the gun all this time. You get me? So he basically, what he done here was he purposely brought the walkers in, so he can see who had the guns, who basically took the guns and that. Because when he finds out who took the gun, then he'll find out, okay, cool, this is the person that betrayed us. But apparently Strand had that gun on him. Like, he didn't put it out there. He kept it for himself. He didn't put it in the security room because he didn't basically trust the team in it. So there's a lot of distrust in the group and that. So because of that, obviously Daniel was skeptical of Strand. Obviously going even way back into season 3. I mean, they've had history. Where they've had so much distrust in each other. So basically, he puts Strand in a cell, And then obviously, I think what happened was Daniel had a grudge on Strand, still that grudge since the, season 3 when he shot him in the face. When Strand shot Daniel in the face, he's had a grudge on that, and obviously he's always wanted to seek revenge. And obviously this whole idea of this new place they live in, that was for them to forget their past and that, innit? But then Daniel was like, you know what, I can't really forget about my past and that, so I need to just basically, I need to get rid of you, you know what I mean? So that's basically what kind of he's trying to do. Like he's actually this close to shooting Strand in the you know, killing him. But then obviously he gets distracted, and then he leaves the cell. And then what happens is, I don't know what happens after that. I can't remember what happens exactly there. But all I remember that is that something strange happens, isn't it? Because he gets a call. Well, Morgan comes in. Yeah, that's right. And then obviously, like, he's trying to find out what's going on here. And then next minute, he asks Daniel, where's Grace? He's like, I've sent her this location. He radios Grace. Grace is not answering. So then they're like, what's going on? And obviously they go to the location where Grace was at. She's not there. He radios her again, and then she asks us back. Then afterwards, they go and find Grace and Charlie. But apparently, we find out from that very, very moment that Daniel gave them the wrong directions. He said that, I told you to go this area, but she's like, no, you told me to go here. And he's like, wait. I know, I'm pretty sure I told you to go here. He's like, no, you told me to go here. So then we clocked that something's not right here. Do you get me? Something's not right. So then obviously Morgan was looking at him. He's like, Daniel, what's going on? And obviously then it gets deeper in that. You know what I mean? They go back into the place, and they radio him saying that they found the guns, innit? And all of a sudden they find the guns in Daniel's place, in Daniel's room. And then obviously Morgan, everyone's all like looking at Daniel's like, and Morgan gives Daniel this serious look. He's like, Daniel, what's going on? Like, it was in your room. First Grace gave her the wrong location, and now we find the guns in your room. What's going on, Daniel? And then he said, are you alright, Daniel? Daniel looks at him like a kind of a sad face, he just looked vulnerable. He looked upset. He just looked like something was happening. So he didn't look troubled, didn't it? And you can see like there was a bit of his eyes were watering and that, and he's like, I'm not too sure, Morgan, if I'm alright. And that's when we knew to myself, something's not right, something's weird going on here. And obviously, like, we find out that the person that he was talking with was June. And then we find out, they put him in a cell, and we find there's something mental's going on with, apparently they say PTSD is going on with Daniel. It was quite a weird, deep episode though. It was quite, you know, definitely got to see Daniel in a different light, innit? Because we're so used to seeing Daniel as he's like a Morgan, very reserved, very, he's got his guards up, you know what I mean? He's always aware of the situation, but this time he saw a very different side to Daniel, a very vulnerable side where he felt to himself like, I don't know, he couldn't really control his mind in that. And obviously when June was talking with him, you know, she kept asking to repeat these words and that, and he kept repeating these 3 words, and then she has a conversation with Morgan. Morgan's there, standing there, watching them having their therapy, or you know, conducting their I had the word, but I lost the word. They're not meeting, but you know, they're not some discussion. There's a better word than that, but I can't find it right now in my head, the top of my head. But yeah, he speaks to June, and he's like, June, are you sure? Is he faking it, or is that genuinely what he's actually? He's actually not feeling right. He said, I don't think he's faking it, I think it's real. And then obviously, like, I don't know what's going on there, but this is a deep episode with Daniel. Before it gets to the end, there's a scene where Daniel just has to leave, and then Charlie's like, where are you going? Like, where are you leaving to? He said, I need to leave, I can't stay here, like, people are gonna get hurt and that. But after that, Strand's listening to the conversation. He says to Strand says to Daniel, you can come and live with me, come and stay by my place, you know what I mean? And obviously Morgan's a bit skeptical about this. Like, are you sure? You know, I don't want, because obviously he knows they've got beef, you know what I mean, them two, so that are you sure you're gonna keep him safe, you know what I mean? It's not one of your little sort of, you know, plots and that. So that I'll keep this out, you know what I mean? I'm keeping your word on that. Morgan looks at him, he's like, Strand, I'm holding your word to that, you know what I mean? So then obviously he goes off with Strand and that. I don't really remember how it ended again now, because I was trying to remember how it sort of ended. it was a very, very weird episode, this one. I mean, really weird episode, but it was also deep at the same time. I don't know how to make of it, really. It was, I wasn't expecting it for it to go this angle, but yeah, that's what I can remember, man. I need to watch it again to kind of remember. That's what I can remember from the top of my head. But yeah, it was a weird one for me, this episode. I didn't really, it wasn't my favorite. I can't lie, I can't say it wasn't really one of my favorites in that. You get me? It was just the ones where it's like, you know, yeah, it was alright. It was, I get it. You know, they had to kind of talk about, you know, they had to definitely talk about Daniel, because Daniel's one of the main guys. I mean, he's been there since season 1. So this had to happen, but I just don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, it probably does build onto something, but I just didn't know what it kind of builds onto. Just the fact that we just kind of got an idea of, you know, that Daniel is going through something. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's a weird one for me. But yeah, man. I don't know what to say, man. But like, I think it was, like I said, it was one of them episodes where, you know, I kind of enjoyed it. Kind of felt to myself that I'm not too sure about it as well at the same time. But guys, that was my kind of like overall kind of little review of what I don't know if it was a review. I just kind of was talking to you about the episode for probably those who haven't seen it, and probably those who have seen it. Guys, let me know, you know, down below, you know, I mean, what you guys thought of it, if you liked it, etc. I'm not gonna give a grade as of yet, because obviously I haven't finished watching the whole season 6. But you know, I'm looking forward to season 11. Episode 11 of season 6. And guys, yeah, once again, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, guys. Until next time, people, I'm out.